While I work primarily from an iPad, I do have an M1 Mac Mini. This acts as a file server and I keep it around for some specialty tasks. I wanted to make a video talking about the core Mac apps that I use, along with some that my longtime Mac user friends recommended. Like always, I'm going to put links to everything I mentioned in the description below so you can check all that stuff out there, and also my thanks to Setapp for sponsoring this video. Alfred is a Spotlight replacement that goes up to 11. You can use it to search for apps, launch files, and open websites. With a little bit of configuration, you can even turn it into a clipboard manager and a snippet manager. This allows you to store information that you use often, like addresses, phone numbers, instructions, and quickly paste it. The clipboard manager will save anything you copy for the set amount of time you pick. You can add apps to a list to not watch, like password managers, so it'll skip those. Everyone should have some kind of a clipboard manager. It's saved me in the past in a lot of different ways. Alfred even has a built-in mini music player so you can see what's playing, skip songs, change the volume, play pause, things like that. You can even type those music commands into Alfred so you don't have to open up the music player to change anything. You can even search specific websites, so you can type in the word YouTube, then say my name, Christopher Lawley, and it'll pull up all the search results on YouTube for me. I like Alfred as a way to quickly open and trigger actions on the Mac. In fact, it's one of the things that I really wish was on the iPad. I did a video not too long ago about basically making shortcuts to turn search on the iPad into more of an Alfred-like experience. There are a ton of tools here in Alfred, and all of which can be customized further than they can be in Spotlight. Everyone loves the Apple TV screensavers. Well, except for maybe the jellyfish one. People seem to really hate that one. I think it looks really cool looking, but okay, everyone teach their own. But what if you could bring those screensavers to your Mac? You can. There's an app called Aerial Companion. It's free, completely free. Download it, you can set it up. It'll play the Apple TV wallpapers as your screensaver on your Mac in 4K. You can do HDR if you have an HDR monitor. They look absolutely beautiful. And the best part is you can actually specify which ones you want to play. So if you don't like the jellyfish one, you can make that one go away and never have to worry about it. Setapp is the sponsor of this video and the perfect service for any Mac user that wants to see how far they can push their machine. Setapp gives you full access to more than 200 Mac apps from different developers. This includes apps like Canary Mail, Yoink, Ulysses, and so many more. If there is something you want to do with your Mac but don't have the right app for it, there's a good chance Setapp can fix that for you. There is excellent editorial and search built right into Setapp, so it should be really easy to find the perfect app to complement your workflow. Whether it's a productivity app like BusyCal, an automation utility like Better Touch Tool, clipboard manager like Paste, the mind mapping app MindNode, or the AI-powered photo editor Luminar. Or browse the collection tab. Day-to-day productivity, get things done, write it all out are just a few of the excellent hand-picked curation Setapp has to offer. There's even an option to get some iOS apps as well. For $9.99 a month, you can get full access, no in-app purchases or secondary subscriptions to over 200 great Mac apps. And if you're not sure about Setapp, they have a free 7-day trial. There's really nothing to lose here. Achieve more with your Mac. Download Setapp today using the link in the description. My thanks to Setapp for sponsoring this video. Speaking of Setapp, one of my favorite Mac apps is actually available from there. That's Bartender. Bartender is the perfect app for cleaning up messy menu bars. Now, I may not be a full-time Mac user, but I can't stand messy menu bars. Bartender allows you to hide certain menu bar items. When you need them, just click on the icon to reveal them. And if you never want to see a certain menu bar icon, you can get rid of it and add it to the always hidden section. Bartender is the perfect app for cleaning up messy menu bars. Hook is a really interesting app. I've talked a lot about deep links and X callback URLs in the past. Well, Hook uses these to basically take documents, files, sites, whatever, and link them together on your Mac. I mentioned in my recent Things 3 walkthrough that I like to take the craft deep link of a note that's kind of associated with that Things project and paste it in the notes field for Things. Well, Hook makes this really easy to do. For this example, we would have craft in the foreground, and then I would trigger hook. The shortcut that I use is Command-Shift-Space, select copy link, then paste it wherever you want. In this instance, it would be the things project. Now you can click that link and quickly jump to its origin document. If we activate hook again, you can now see how this document is linked. In Hook, you can hit Command F or the magnifying glass, and it'll show all the recent options that you've recently hooked. Now you can just select one of those and it'll open right to that, or you can type in that search field and it'll bring up some older options. This is a great way to launch specific sites, documents, whatever. There is so much potential with Hook and what you could do with it. I'm really kind of jealous it's not on the iPad. Now, not every app is supported with Hook just yet. Like I say, there has to be some kind of deep link or X callback URL or some kind of option for that app to open, and that's how Hook works with it. But it's actively being developed and stuff is being added to it all the time. I am barely scratching the surface of what you can do with Hook here. Just linking two things together is very surface, tip of the iceberg level kind of thing. But my friend Jay Miller, he just recently started a YouTube channel. I'm gonna put a link to his channel in the description below, but he's made a couple of videos talking about Hook and how you can make like presentations with craft and all sorts of really cool things with them. And I highly recommend everyone go check it out. Even if you're not interested in Hook, he's doing a lot of really cool like productivity style videos that aren't like your typical productivity videos, so I highly recommend everyone go check his channel out. So I've been doing a bit of podcasting lately. An announcement about that will come soon, but not today. But I've been using Audio Hijack to record these podcasts. Now, I've podcasted from the iPad before. It's totally possible, but there's a lot of friction involved. Because the iPad can only support one audio stream at a time, you have to use some kind of external recorder. Now, I used the Zoom audio recorder in the past, but it's now part of my video setup. In fact, it's right there, hooked into my mic that's right here. So every time I record a podcast, I'd have to unplug it and move it over here. It's just, it was too much of a hassle. So I put Audio Hijack on my Mac, and what's really cool about it is you can set up different sessions in Audio Hijack. So I have presets ready to go. So whenever I'm ready to record a podcast, I select that and boom, ready to record, loads everything up, saves it to the right spot, and I never have to worry about it. Podcast recording isn't really something you want to mess around with. Like once you have it set up, never touch it again. You don't want to be the host on a podcast that has to go to your co-host and be like, guys, I lost my audio track. Like you don't want to be that person. That would not be a good day. So I'm really happy with Audio Hijack, with the way it works with these sessions. You just build them out, you can test them, make sure they work right. But once you have it, you have it, and it's always there. One of the reasons why I got my Mac Mini was to be an automation server, and I've kind of been dragging my feet on setting this up. I just haven't had a lot of time. But one part that I did get set up was Hazel. What I like about Hazel is it's pretty straightforward and simple to use, but it's extremely powerful. You set it up to watch a specific folder. So in my case, I have it set up to watch a folder where I put finished video projects and a finished podcast project that I'm working on. What it does is when it sees a new item added to that folder, specifically for the video folder, something that ends in .mp4, it will then copy it to my archive. This way, I always have a copy of that file just stored in my archive, and that way I don't really have to worry about keeping it on the main drive of my Mac Mini or on my iPad or whatever. Hazel is extremely powerful when it comes to file automation. So if you need something to automatically move files around or do anything specific to files, I highly recommend checking out Hazel. Before I was using Hazel, what I was finding is I was forgetting to put stuff in that archive, and in a couple of cases, I deleted files before I ever copied them anywhere, so I lost them for good, which wasn't the end of the world because they were already on YouTube, but I still like to have a copy of my stuff. So with Hazel, I know there's always going to be a copy of that on my archive and I don't have to manually interact with it at all. So that's it for this video. That's my favorite Mac apps that I've been using, along with a couple of recommendations from my friends that use the Mac as well. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite Mac app is. I'm really curious. My thanks to Setapp for sponsoring this video. If you like it, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't already, and thank you for watching. Have a great day.